The Twilight Zone, widely regarded as one of the most influential TV shows ever made, boasts numerous iconic episodes. However, it's important to note that not all stories in this sci-fi horror anthology series, hosted by Rod Serling, are universally loved. For instance, there's an episode featuring Burt Reynolds that humorously mimics Marlon Brando's style. Um, the original run of, though it spawned multiple revivals and a film adaptation, is where you'll find the classic and chilling episodes. Yet it should be mentioned that some episodes from this era weren't as strong as others. 1959 marked the debut of The Twilight Zone on CBS, where it continued to captivate viewers for a span of 5 seasons before concluding in 1964. Known for its unique blend of science fiction, horror, and drama, as well as the impressive acting talent it showcased, this groundbreaking series played a significant role in launching several careers. Among the now iconic actors who graced the small screen on The Twilight Zone was Burt Reynolds, who starred in the season 4 episode The Bard, a performance that mimicked Marlon Brando. However, this specific episode didn't resonate as strongly with audiences compared to others. Burt Reynolds parodied Marlon Brando in The Twilight Zone's season 4 finale, The Bard. The Bard was written by Rod Serling under the direction of David Butler. The Bard premiered on May 23rd, 1963, as part of a season where the show transitioned to hour-long episodes. This particular episode can be seen as a satirical take, poking fun at the TV industry and featuring historical figures, although it maintains a connection with the sci-fi genre that is characteristic of the Twilight Zone. In this story, we follow Julius K. Moomer, played by Jack Weston, an unsuccessful screenwriter with numerous unsold scripts to his name, who is frantic about selling one when Gerald Hugo, Julius' agent, played by Henry Lasco, brings up a fresh TV show idea. Julius is adamant about penning a pilot script for it. Skeptical that Julius is capable due to the subject matter being black magic, an area he's not familiar with. Gerald expresses his doubts. However, Julius manages to persuade Gerald by promising to delve into research and compose a pilot. As he dives into study, Julius finds himself captivated by a book on black magic, inadvertently summoning William Shakespeare, portrayed by John Williams. In the series The Bard, Shakespeare plays a character similar to a genie, serving whoever summons him as he's under their control. Consequently, Shakespeare is now bound to fulfill Julius' wishes. It's not... in this scenario, Julius employs Shakespeare's works as a foundation for writing television scripts that eventually win approval from producers. Except for them, however, its complications ensue when Shakespeare becomes upset over being given sole credit for the scripts. Despite his frustration, he chooses to stay when Julius promises him a chance at Hollywood stardom and warns him of being forgotten if he departs. During rehearsals, Shakespeare is dismayed by the alterations made to his script and lashes out at the lead actor, Rocky Reynolds, before exiting. In the series finale, Julius invites several historical figures to collaborate with him on a TV special focusing on American history. In the third act of The Bard, Reynolds makes an appearance, though his role isn't prominent. However, he manages to steal the spotlight through a striking portrayal that seems like a deliberate caricature of Marlon Brando. Reynolds skillfully mimicked Brando's iconic gestures, accent, and behaviors, as he was frequently compared to Brando in reality. Interestingly, one of the character's remarks that Rhodes played a role in A Streetcar Named Desire, a part Brando himself portrayed in 1951. It is well known that Reynolds and Brando had one of the most notorious feuds in cinematic history, and many consider The Bard as the initial spark for this famous rivalry. Why the Twilight Zone's The Bard episode is still so divisive. The Bard is considered by many as one of the worst Twilight Zone episodes. Title The Bard is the least favorably reviewed episode of the Twilight Zone series on IMDb, and frequently appears on lists highlighting the worst episodes within the franchise, in stark contrast to its sci-fi premise about conjuring spirits. This episode was more comedic in nature, but fell short in execution. Actor Weston's portrayal seemed mismatched with the show's tone, often veering too far into exaggeration. To add insult to injury, the episode also incorporated cartoonish sound effects that disrupted the intended seriousness of the narrative and the overall atmosphere of the series. In a different phrasing, the issue with The Bard was that its humor fell flat, and watching it turned out to be an awkward experience due to acting, dialogue, sound design, and overall storyline. The Twilight Zone ventured beyond its usual territory with The Bard, but the outcome wasn't as successful as they likely hoped, although Burt Reynolds' portrayal of Marlon Brando will forever remain notable.